Hello guys, welcome again. And in the last video we have created the user interface. Now let's code it. So come inside main activity.java, and here we will define our view objects. So we have three edit text and one button. So let's define private edit text username, edit text email, and edit text password. Okay, let's import edit text. We also have a button, private button register. One more thing we need is a progress dialog, because we are going to perform a network operation, and that takes time depending on internet speed. So while the progress is going on, we can display a progress dialog. So define a progress dialog. I guess only this much things is needed. So now we will get these views from XML. So right inside on create, email, password, and username, username, password for the button as well. And for the progress dialog, we will use the current context, and we will leave it for now. Now we need to track the click on this button, so we will implement on click listener, and we need to implement the method on click, and we need to attach the listener to this button. So we have done it. Now currently we have only one button, so we do not need to worry about. Just create a method, register user, private void register user, and this method will be called inside on click. As currently we have only one button, so we do not need to write if here, but still I'm writing. If the tabbed button is registered, then we are calling the method register user. Now inside this method we will call our script register user.php. So first we will get the values from the edit text. So define string email equals to edit text email dot get text dot to string dot trim. Same for password and email username, password, username. Okay, now we will create a request method over here. So actually a string request is needed, and this class is defined inside volley. You can see we have already added volley, so we can perform a string request. Now this constructor will take the first parameter as the request method. So as we are inserting the values, we are using post. So we will define request dot method dot post. Okay. Then the next parameter would be the URL where we need to send the request. We have also defined it inside the constants class. Oops. This constants dot URL registered. Then we will pass a new listener on response listener, and the next parameter would be error listener. That's it. So if there will not be any error, this method will be executed, and for the error this method will be executed. Now we also need to add the parameters to this request, and the parameter will contain the values to be inserted in the database, and this is the values. So here we will override a method which is get params. So here, let me undo it. Before this semicolon, put a curly braces and right click here and go to generate, and then select override methods, and from here you need to find get params, and this is the method. Here we will put all the parameters that need to be sent in a hash map. So we will define a map object that will take string and new hash map, and we will put all the parameters required in this hash map. And the first parameter would be the text we written inside the post variable of PHP script, so that was username. And the second parameter would be the actual value that needs to be sent, so this is username. You see, the variable is converted to final because we are calling using it inside an inner class, so these needs to be defined final, so I'm writing final here. Now same for the user email and password, so email and password and email. Finally just return this param object here, return params, and we have attached the parameters. Now we need to add this request to a request queue object. So first we'll define a request queue, request queue request queue equals to volley dot new request queue, and it will take the current context as a parameter. And now simply we will add this request inside this request queue, add, and we'll request string request. So once this method is called, the request queue is added to this string request and will be performed. But as this is a network request and it will take time, we will display a progress dialog. So set message registering user, okay, and then we will display the progress dialog. So, and on response we will hide the progress dialog, and on error as well we will hide the progress dialog. We can display the error here. So this will display the error if there is any error, and in response we will get the response that, let's check the response. In response we will get a JSON object. So this is a JSON object, this curly braces and this curly braces, this is a JSON object, and this is key and this is value, and again this is key and this is value. So we will pass this JSON inside this method on response. So first we will define a JSON object, JSON object equals to new JSON object, and we'll pass the JSON string, and the string will be contained by this is a checked exception, so we need to surround it with try catch. Now we will get the if JSON object, or for now we can simply display a toast get application context JSON object dot get string, and we'll get the message that is displayed. So whatever message will come here, invalid request or error occurred or whatever, that will be displayed here because we are getting the message with this key. So another parameter length long dot show. Okay, now the final thing we need is we need to add internet permission in manifest file. So write users permission internet. Okay, So we have added the internet permission and we have coded the main activity and it should work. Oops, there is an error. We have written edit text email, so this would be edit text username and this would be edit text password. So now let's run the app. So we have the app, let's test it. Now for the username, let's put some name like Bilal Khan 1, password 1234, and email bilal@gmail.com, and then hit register user, and you can see the user registered successfully. Now let's check our database. Yes, we have got the value, bingo, it's working fine. And there still we need to do something, as it will accept the duplicate values. Just again, and you can see we are getting the duplicate values inside database. So in upcoming videos we will remove these bugs. So this is it for now, and please hit subscribe button below the video if you are liking the series, and also you can share these videos among your friends. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.